Have you ever logged into your banking app and realized that on paper, you aren't completely broke, but in reality, you feel like you are constantly walking on a tightrope? Maybe you have $950 sitting there, or $1,500, or maybe even $2,300. But you know deep down that you are only one bad Tuesday away from disaster. One weird noise in your car engine, a sudden dental bill, or a delayed paycheck, and that cash vanishes into thin air like it never existed. So you keep hustling, trying to save a little extra, promising yourself that next month will finally be different. But it always feels like you are running on a treadmill, burning energy, but staying in the exact same spot. And then you log online and see these financial gurus yelling, "Just buy assets! Make your money work for you! Start investing!" And you just stare at the screen thinking, with what money? Exactly? Because when your bank balance is that tight, money doesn't act like a tool to build a future. It acts like a life jacket. You aren't plotting how to get wealthy. You are just trying to make it to Friday without swiping a credit card. But here is a truth most people completely miss. There is an exact mathematical tipping point where your entire relationship with money permanently flips. Not because you are suddenly a millionaire, and not because you can just quit your job, but hitting the $10,000 mark physically changes your brain. It changes how you react to stress, how you make daily decisions, and how you spot opportunities. That number isn't a magic trick, but it is the ultimate game changer. Today, we are breaking down the $10,000 shift. Because for the average person, the first 10 grand is not just a savings milestone. It is the exact border between constant financial panic and total financial control. My name is Henry, and if you are tired of working incredibly hard just to feel like you are running in place, hit the subscribe button and drop a like on this video if it helps you out. Look, if you ask anyone on the street, they will tell you the ultimate life-changing number is $1 million. And sure, $1 million would solve a lot of problems. Thanks for the brilliant insight, right? But here's the secret most people completely miss. Your first 10 grand will actually rewire your daily behavior much faster than your next 100 grand ever will. Because going from 0 to 5 figures in the bank is not really about stacking cash. It is about eliminating the constant state of panic. And let me tell you, living in panic is incredibly expensive. When you are running on empty, every single inconvenience turns into a full-blown crisis. A cracked windshield instantly becomes high-interest credit card debt. A payroll delay at work turns into $35 overdraft fees. A toxic boss becomes someone you just have to tolerate because walking away would literally ruin you. But the moment you secure that $10,000, a massive shift happens. You aren't suddenly wealthy, but you are no longer driving without a seatbelt on the highway. You finally have a solid bumper. Maybe not a luxury, bulletproof bumper like those finance influencers pretend to have while leaning on a rented sports car, but a real buffer that actually absorbs the impact. Let's break down the psychology of zero. When your savings account is empty, your brain is locked in survival mode. You are constantly doing mental math at the grocery store checkout. You get a knot in your stomach when the mail arrives. You feel a wave of guilt just for buying a decent cup of coffee, and you constantly agree to extra shifts you hate just to keep your head above water. And the most dangerous part? You literally cannot think straight. Financial stress does not just drain your wallet. It severely degrades your decision-making. When you are terrified about paying rent, your vision shrinks. You stop asking, "What is the smartest move for my 5-year plan?" And you start asking, "How do I just survive until payday?" And that exact loop is what keeps smart people permanently trapped. They swipe credit cards out of desperation, take out predatory loans, accept salaries way below their value, and ignore weird noises in their car until the engine literally blows up. This is exactly why the first $10,000 is so crucial. It buys you distance. And distance is arguably the most underrated financial asset on the planet. Distance lets you breathe. Distance gives you the power to step back and ask, "Hold on, is this actually a smart move?" And that tiny moment of hesitation, that is what ultimately saves you thousands of dollars. Let's look at the actual math. Imagine two coworkers sitting at the same desk. Coworker A has $250 in their savings account. Coworker B has $10,000. They both earn the exact same salary and have the exact same living costs. Suddenly, they both get hit with a brutal $1,400 transmission failure on their commute home. For coworker A, this is an absolute catastrophe. They are forced to swipe a credit card carrying a 24% interest rate. Because they can only afford the minimum monthly payments, that single $1,400 repair violently snowballs. It instantly transforms into a permanent monthly bill, bleeding them dry with interest charges and mathematically guaranteeing they won't be able to save a dime next month. But for coworker B, that exact same $1,400 mechanic bill is just a frustrating Tuesday. Are they thrilled about it? No, nobody is throwing a party at the auto shop. But it never becomes a crisis. They just transfer the cash. Their safety net dips from $10,000 to $8,600, and they simply refill it over the next few weeks. Exact same emergency, but a completely different psychological reality. This is the core of the five-figure shift. Cash does not just buy physical items. Cash buys leverage. And when you have zero leverage, surviving in the modern world is insanely expensive. Here is a harsh truth most folks ignore. Massive financial collapses usually start as perfectly normal life hiccups. A laptop screen cracks, your landlord raises the rent by $150, or you get a surprise dental x-ray bill. These are not rare tragedies. They are just life. But without a financial cushion, ordinary life events instantly mutate into severe financial trauma. And that is exactly when the desperation kicks in. You start taking out predatory payday loans, draining your retirement accounts way too early, selling off your valuables for pennies, or clinging to a toxic boss because you are paralyzed by fear. But the moment you secure that $10,000, those terrifying emergencies downgrade into minor inconveniences. You still feel the sting, but the sting does not wipe you out. Think of it like stepping into a boxing ring. Without a cash buffer, you have a glass jaw. One unexpected left hook, and you are knocked out cold on the mat. But with 10 grand in the bank, you can take a brutal hit to the chin, absorb the impact, stay on your feet, and keep fighting. It isn't flashy or glamorous, but it makes you virtually indestructible. Now, you are probably sitting there thinking, Henry, I can barely keep $800 in my account without something breaking. How on earth am I supposed to hit 10 grand? That is a completely fair question. The truth is, hitting that first major milestone is brutal. Not because the math is impossible, but because you are secretly fighting a war on two fronts. You are fighting your income, and you are fighting your self-image. When you have never held onto significant cash before, keeping money actually feels completely unnatural. You stash away $300, and immediately a random fee drains it. You finally hit $600, and your pet gets sick. You scrape together $1,000, and your brain instantly goes, awesome, we have extra cash, let's reward ourselves with a weekend trip. Your brain literally does not trust the savings process. This is exactly why getting to 5 figures requires a total identity swap. You have to stop viewing yourself as a person who is just trying to budget better. You must become the kind of person who treats their financial base like a concrete wall. Motivation will not get you there. Motivation is great for the first week of January, but rules are what actually win the game when a random Thursday gets stressful. To make this actually doable, do not look at $10,000 as one massive, intimidating mountain. Break it down into 3 psychological safety nets. Net number 1 is your first responder fund. That is your first $1,000 to $2,000. This cash exists purely to kill small fires. A blown tire, an urgent vet bill, or a cracked phone screen. This is the barrier that prevents a minor annoyance from turning into toxic credit card debt. Net number 2 is your breathing room buffer, around $3,000 to $6,000. This covers a solid month or two of your non-negotiable living costs. Rent, groceries, electricity, and minimum payments. This layer doesn't just buy time, it buys you absolute peace of mind when you lay your head on the pillow at night. Net number 3 is your leverage capital, the remaining money that pushes you to the $10,000 mark. This is where the magic happens. Because once your baseline is completely secure, your brain stops looking for threats and finally starts scanning for opportunities. You can confidently pay for an expensive certification, relocate to a better city, or finally start investing without staring at the market in a panic. That is the secret people miss. The first 10 grand is not just a defensive shield, it is your financial launching pad. Now, let's talk about your career. When your bank account is sitting at 0, your employer essentially owns you. Management can ignore your boundaries, your shift schedule can get flipped upside down, and they can dump 3 people's workloads onto your desk. And the brutal truth? You will just swallow it and stay, simply because missing even one paycheck means game over. But the second you hit that 5-figure safety net, your entire posture changes. You don't suddenly become reckless or toxic. You aren't kicking open the boardroom door and telling everyone to fetch your coffee. but a quiet, undeniable calmness takes over. You can push back on ridiculous deadlines, you can interview elsewhere without sweating, and you can easily float through a 3-month unemployment gap if a company tries to lowball you. And ironically, that exact calmness makes you far more profitable. Because financial desperation gives off a scent, and corporate HR departments can smell it from a mile away. When you are desperate, you settle for pennies. But when you are backed by cash, you negotiate from a position of absolute leverage. That psychological upgrade is massive, which brings us to the biggest trap: rushing into investments before securing the base. Look, I am a massive advocate for buying assets. But if you have zero cash reserves and you throw every spare dollar into the market, you are going to get wiped out the second reality hits. That is not long-term investing. That is just aggressively gambling your grocery money on Wall Street and praying your car doesn't break down. And newsflash, life never cooperates. The true purpose of that first 10 grand is to give you the iron stomach required for real investing. Once your baseline is bulletproof, a 20% market correction doesn't trigger a panic attack. You aren't frantically liquidating your index funds just to fix a leaky roof. You can actually let your money sit untouched, and that is the only way compounding interest actually works. Think about the math. If you lock in your safety net and then start investing just $350 a month over 30 years at an 8% historical return, you are looking at nearly $500,000. But nobody gets to that $500,000 mark without consistency. And being consistent is 1,000 times easier when your daily life isn't hovering on the edge of a financial cliff. And that brings us to the most profound realization of all. The $10,000 itself won't put you on the Forbes list, but it absolutely molds you into the exact type of person who is capable of becoming wealthy. And that is the ultimate difference. Now, we absolutely have to talk about the psychological trap, because crossing that $10,000 finish line makes people act completely irrational. The second someone sees 5 figures sitting in their app, their brain whispers, "You earned this. Time to book that all-inclusive resort. Time to trade in the car. Time to finally treat yourself." And let me be clear, I am fully in favor of enjoying your cash. Money exists to make life better, but your first 10 grand is not a green light to go on a spending spree. It is structural concrete. You wouldn't pour the concrete for a new house and then immediately smash a hole in the floor just to buy a nice TV. But that is exactly what people do financially. They finally buy themselves some breathing room, and then they immediately spend the breathing room. This is why you must establish a hard boundary. The moment your balance hits 5 figures, that cash gets reclassified as dead money. It is not weekend getaway cash. It is not Instagram flex cash. It is not Amazon Prime Day cash. It is incredibly boring, untouchable, quiet money. And here's the paradox. Keeping your money aggressively boring is what actually makes your day-to-day life exciting, because a boring financial foundation eliminates stressful, chaotic emergencies. So, how do we actually execute this? Let's get into the exact mechanics. Rule number 1, pick a hard mathematical target, not a fairy tale. If you can stash away $250 a month, hitting 10 grand takes roughly 40 months. If you can swing $1,000, you cross the finish line in just 10 months. I know what you are thinking. Henry, that takes way too long. But listen to me. The number one reason people stay trapped in the rat race is that they quit when things get slow. They grind for 8 weeks, realize they aren't driving a Porsche yet, and just throw in the towel. The winners in personal finance aren't necessarily the high earners. They are the people who simply refuse to quit when the system gets boring. Rule number 2, put the system on autopilot. Never, ever wait until the 30th to see what cash is left over, because I promise you, it will magically disappear. Dollars that don't have a strict assignment immediately get hijacked by your emotional impulses. You have to siphon off the money the exact morning your paycheck clears. Even if it is just $50, the automated reflex is what saves you. Rule number 3, quarantine the cash. Do not leave your safety net sitting right next to your checking account. That is like keeping a box of donuts on your nightstand and promising you will only eat them if you are starving. You will eat them by Tuesday. Move that money into an entirely separate bank, somewhere slightly annoying to access. Not frozen, just inconvenient. Rule number 4, weaponize your unexpected cash. Tax refunds, annual corporate bonuses, birthday money, or cash from selling your old guitar. Normal folks use these random payouts to fund a lifestyle upgrade. You need to use them to instantly fast-track your safety net. A single $1,200 tax refund can literally erase 4 months of grinding. Rule number 5. Stop focusing on the pennies and attack the bleeding arteries. Everyone loves to blame a $5 latte, but your real wealth killers are housing, cars, food, and high-interest debt. If your car payment takes up 20% of your income and the Uber Eats driver knows your dog's name, skipping a coffee isn't going to save you. Go after the massive structural leaks. Here is the ultimate cheat sheet. Under $10,000, you are playing pure defense. Your only mission is building the wall, dodging bad debt, and refusing to play the looking rich on Instagram game. But once you cross that $10,000 mark, the entire game flips to offense. Now you can aggressively throw cash into index funds, start that side hustle, or take career risks. You just never touch the concrete base. Treat your finances exactly like a video game. Hitting 10 grand simply unlocks the next map, but you still have to execute the strategy to beat the boss. Let me prove this to you with a quick case study. Imagine two guys working the same job. Let's call them Chris and Alex. They both take home $4,500 a month and have identical living costs. Chris saves zero, telling himself he will start caring about his finances when he finally gets that big promotion. Alex, on the other hand, commits to aggressively hiding away $600 every single month. Zero excuses. For the first few weeks, nothing seems different. Month 1. Alex has his first $600 locked away while Chris enjoys a VIP weekend downtown. Month 2. Alex hits $1,200 and Chris upgrades his tech setup. Month 6. Alex is sitting on $3,600 while Chris is still making the exact same excuse. I'll get serious next year. Then, reality hits. Chris's HVAC system dies in the middle of a freezing winter. The replacement is $1,800. He swipes a high-interest credit card, and suddenly he is saddled with another toxic monthly minimum payment. Alex gets hit with the exact same $1,800 house repair. He transfers the cash. It stings, but it's done. A year later, Alex has completely refilled his safety net. Chris is still bleeding interest on an emergency that happened 12 months ago. Exact same salary. Completely different financial reality. Fast forward to month 20. Alex officially crosses the $10,000 threshold. And mentally, he is an entirely new person. Not because he is suddenly a millionaire, but because he finally trusts his own discipline. He knows he isn't going to be crushed by random bad luck. That quiet confidence is infinitely more valuable than the cash itself. Because the second you prove to your brain that you can hoard 10 grand, 20 grand feels like a cakewalk. Then buying real estate feels possible. Then retiring early feels possible. That first 10 grand shatters the illusion that you are permanently stuck in the rat race. This is the core mechanic of the 5-figure shift. Before $10,000, your entire life is played on defense. After $10,000, you finally step onto the offensive line. Before the shift, you are constantly reacting to fires. After the shift, you are strategically planning your moves. Before, you are just trying to dodge the next financial bullet. After, you are actively hunting for leverage. Under 10 grand, your brain asks, how do I survive this month? Over 10 grand, your brain asks, what empire can I build next? And that single shift in questioning dictates the rest of your life. Because genuine wealth isn't just about grinding for a bigger salary. It is about having enough unshakable stability to make high-level decisions over and over again. That is the true superpower of your first 5-figure milestone. It buys you the freedom to stop letting random Tuesday emergencies dictate your destiny.